I want to bring in Labor Secretary Hilda Solis, get the administration point of view on the jobs report. Secretary Solis, thanks for coming on this morning. So let me ask you this. Is there any part of this report you're unhappy about?
Well, I continue to believe that we're on the right path, and this shows me that we are in a mode for a good recovery here. But we still can't lose sight of the many people that are still looking for work, and I continue to be concerned about the local government because we continue to see a loss of jobs there, and that's why the president's out today to talk about incentivizing hiring up of veterans in the firefighting service and forestry service and police service. So we still have a lot to do, and we still have to extend that payroll tax because we're not out of the woods by any means, Chuck.
And part of that, you talked about what you said the president was going to focus on, because the one thing that has been a consistent negative number in this job report has been in the public sector, right, if you will. But the issue, of course, has been funding for local and state governments. So, there's obviously not the political appetite on Capitol Hill to send more money down to the states. Is that right?
Well, I would tell you that I think there is an appetite, though, to help our veterans, because these young men and women have just come back from 3 or 4, tours of war, and we owe it to them to provide them with security and employment. So I think that the president's on the right track. I think that there is bipartisan support for that, and I hope that we can see that through. But, Todd, what I want to say in looking at this report, it's just 1 month, and yes, it's a good report, but look back at the 23 months, there's been 3.7, we've seen 3.7 million private sector jobs added, and it continues to be encouraging signs in manufacturing, in energy, in healthcare, in all the sectors that we saw almost across the board that were suffering in the last 2 years. Now we see unemployment 2 years ago that was up at 10%, now at 8.3%.
So you expect, looking at the way the job growth was, looking at the extension of hours, you expect more growth to continue? Do you expect a snowball, if you will?
I'm not in a position to say that. I'm just reflecting on what evidence has been shown already in terms of job growth. It shows that people are finding employment, and I'm encouraged by even some signs where we saw a big drop in the unemployment number amongst different groups that have been suffering the most, like African Americans and Latinos.
Secretary Solis, Labor Secretary Hilda Solis, thanks for coming on this morning
and
sharing your views. All right.